Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It is Wednesday, July 3rd. So, probably most of you folks are either headed to some function that's going to be going on tomorrow, or going to see fireworks, having barbecues, and you guys have a great time. Be safe about it. None of this in driving, you know. Make sure if you're going to go to a party where there's going to be a lot of drinking, you have a designated driver, or better yet, give the keys to someone you trust and sleep on the floor. All right. So today I want to talk about how is it that ordinary people become extraordinary. That should give you some food for thought, right? Stay with us. All right, so welcome back. My name is Eric, if you didn't already know it. This is the weekday. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd. It's available on podcast for your listening pleasure, and you can binge listen or watch the 500 plus videos that I have. But I got to thinking about this topic a couple days ago. You know, I'm not a big Voice or America's Got Talent watcher. I'm very, I love music. And not just one type. I like country, I like rock, I like folk, I like jazz. It's whatever the song connects with you, the voice, and has a meaning that you can hear a story, right? So I happen to be scrolling through some of the Facebook suggested videos, and there's one of America's Got Talent, and it's Richard Goodall. And what caught me was here we're looking at a fellow that is a janitor at a school, and there's nothing wrong with being a janitor at a school. It's being employed. And he starts belting out, a song in perfect key, perfect everything. And you're like, wow. You can't turn away. You're looking at this person. But this voice that's coming out is extraordinary. He's just an ordinary person. He's a janitor at high school. And even better, what you don't know is that he was happily married for 30 years. And after 30 years of marriage, he tragically lost his wife to cancer. And that would crush most people's dreams right there, right? But it didn't his. He applied for The Voice, and The Voice turned him down, told him that, try again next year. And then Howie on America's Got Talent happened to catch his TikTok video that was viral. I never saw that video. And told him he needed to be on America's Got Talent. So he followed his dreams. He was part of a small, what I call old folk band of people, and they're seniors like myself. But nothing more than that. So how is it that these ordinary people can do extraordinary things? And what I'm trying to get across today is, even myself, I classify myself as just an ordinary person, okay? And, I get dirty, turn wrenches, a dirt farmer. But what creates someone from being ordinary to showing extraordinary? It's because they never stop believing in themselves. Even through the most toughest time when most people would give up on all their dreams. He didn't. He was doing something that he loved. And I believe the band Journey is the one that the lead singer, his voice is just about rated the same pitch and everything. So, I mean, but he loved entertaining people. He loved entertaining the kids at school. And he got his break finally on America's Got Talent. How is it people in business that are just ordinary people do extraordinary things and create a thriving business and take it to new heights? It's because they have a passion. They saw something that nobody else was looking at, and they capitalized on it. Well, how does that make them extraordinary? It's because the ordinary most often does not follow their dreams. They're usually stifled either by family members when the kid's growing up, having parents that says you're not good enough, to high school, the kids making fun of you and making you very insecure and kind of just trying to blend in where you don't stick out. And a lot of the songs that come out through AGT and The Voice, a lot of them had been bullied in the past. And what I can tell you about bullies, for the most part, are one of the most insecure people going. And the only way they know how to show or how to act when they fear something is it comes out in anger. This is not to give them a pass. No. You need to figure out how to deal with your fears without getting upset and angry at somebody and bullying them. And then the rest of the ones that are bullying are just a-holes. But they never gave up. They kept pushing. And I know when I started the small engine repair business, the parts online, I had a lot of naysayers. And I know, Amos, you started a business, and I can just imagine all the people that told you that it's not going to work. But what made Amos and myself continue is we had a passion, we had drive, and we could see something down the road that nobody else could see, or nobody else wanted to put the time in to reap the rewards. We never gave up on that dream of wanting to become a successful business person. And if you look at people like myself, you're going to see a lot of failures. I failed more than I succeeded. But those failures I learned from. In the beginning, I didn't. And when I found myself repeating them over and over and over again, I'm like, look, man, you need to find a different avenue. And that's why I always say, you never look at it as so much of a failure as it is a challenge. A challenge to be taken on and overcome. And when you're following your dreams, you need to have a roadmap of where is your end goal? What is your end goal? Is there an end goal? Because I find with a lot of people, they never follow their passion because they don't have a specific roadmap of how to get to where they want to be. They just know they want to be there, but they haven't taken the time to sit down and try to create a map to get there. Some fear taking a chance, because I'll tell you, with most successful businesses, if you ask them, just about everything is at risk most of the time. You have to either go or not go. And if you don't go with your passion, your dreams, you're going to have regrets. You're going to say, what could I have been? What could I have become, right? But this brings us back to Richard. Richard is probably my age. He's probably getting close to retirement. And if you look at him, he's definitely ordinary. He's a little on the heavy side. Wears glasses, a funny looking hat. But through all that, his passion took him to where he needed to be seen by millions of people and share his passion, his drive, his commitment with everyone. So how does that relate to all of us, right? It's knowing something that you're very good at, all right, and that you have a passion for. And it may not be being seen by a million people, right, plus, and enjoying your music, but it's something that feels good inside. It gives back as much as you give. And you may take, if you're singing, you may just do it as a hobby. My son's future father-in-law, I call him, he's a car dealer. He's a car salesman. But his passion has always been music, and he plays drums. And he plays drums for a couple of different bands, and they're quite busy every weekend and during the holidays and so forth. But that's as far as he went. He turned his passion of becoming a successful drummer in a band, and instead of doing it in front of millions of people, he's doing it nights and weekends as a hobby. That's what I call a hobby. So it doesn't mean that you have to be seen by a million people. It just means that if you have dreams and passion and drive and the ability to discount naysayers when they're talking in both of your ears, telling you how it's not possible, that you push through, and because you see something that everybody else doesn't see. And that makes you extraordinary. Whether it be on a smaller scale, becoming the mayor of, if you're in politics, of your town or city, whatever is your passion. Because if you have passion, you're going to have drive. Yes, most people scares the bejesus out of them to take that chance. But if they don't take the chance, if you don't take the chance, how will you ever know your greatness in all of it? And you don't need to be great as far as running a multi-million-dollar company or being on The Voice or America's Got Talent and being a top performer. No, it's whatever your passion is. I know with Amos, it wasn't just simply starting a manufacturing plant. It was he wanted to start a manufacturing plant and focus on quality. He had a set of standards that weren't going to be giving up. He wasn't going to take inferior work as okay. He knew what he wanted and what the outcome of that manufacturing plant should be. And that's where it pushed him. With me, I knew that people were going to start buying online. Not as much as I thought they would now, but back then, most of it was still mail order, and eBay was an online classified business. That's how far back when I started. And I had the skill set of just finishing a bachelor's degree in information technology, in IT. So I knew I could take my talent and couple it with what we were doing and run with it. So if you take away anything from today's video is, you may feel that you're just an ordinary person. But I believe almost everyone has an extraordinary talent that gets buried. And a lot of times it's fear that, because we talk about the 6-second rule in your brain, that if you think of something and you think it's a good idea, if you wait too long on it, the brain, as a survival, will start giving you all this negative stuff. Oh, don't do it. You're going to fail. You're going to this, that. And you just bury it again. I'm not saying take the whole life savings of the family and follow your dreams. No. If you have a family, you started a family, then you need to find ways not to take the money from the budget and figure out how to do it in your spare time to make it a full time or show your greatness to everyone. So on that, I'm going to start wrapping things up. Today is the 3rd. We're going to be July 4th. Tomorrow is a holiday for most. Claude and I talk back and forth because we don't have anything going on tomorrow. So we're going to work tomorrow and then just take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Take the long weekend, per se. Well, he is. So, thanks so much for watching.